Welcome to Listertainment, the channel with a clickbait name. Today we will be watching 10 incredible boxers who unfortunately got injured during their fight, sometimes really early, but still managed to somehow win the fight. And just so you know, we will not be including any fights that ended up with huge cuts, since YouTube doesn't like those types of videos. These fighters still injured parts of their bodies that are absolutely required to be able to fight, but they fought through the pain and won the fight in the end. If you happen to like this video, please like and subscribe down below. Also turn on those notifications. And please let me know in the comments if you have ever fought through the pain in order to win something in your life. Let's start with one of the best boxers at the moment, in Vasyl Lomachenko. When he fought against Charlatan Priyipinho back in 2014, Lomachenko was putting another one of his beatings when in the 7th round he hurt his left hand after hitting Priyipinho in the forehead after a great combination.
After Lomachenko onslaughts him like this.
Fantastic. You've got a southpaw against a conventional fighter, particularly a conventional fighter who has to dip.
Which is, a sport where you can kick your opponent. Then if you look at Charlatan,
Lomachenko is a southpaw, but during the rest of the fight, he used his left hand to throw jabs or soft power punches since he was in a lot of pain. Even after the injury, Lomachenko was able to outclass his opponent fairly easily. And later in the fight, he started throwing that left hand again with power, even hurting Priyipinho with a body shot. This guy is just amazing. This fight happened in 2006 between Arthur Abraham and Edison Miranda. It was a very dirty fight, with Miranda getting 5 points deducted during the entire fight for headbutts and low blows. The injury happened late in the 4th round when Miranda was able to get a perfect right uppercut that broke Abraham's jaw.
Because he's using a variety of punches, hooks, uppercuts, etc. But there's that right hand by Abraham, a big one.
Excellent sequence for Abraham here in round 4.
This storm for the last minute of this round.
A vicious straight right hand that sent Miranda's head snapping. Let's see if he can keep it up consistently.
Then in the 5th round, Miranda intentionally headbutted Abraham, causing him to lose his first 2 points. Abraham kept swinging through the entire fight, and you could see his mouth slightly open as he was unable to close it fully. In the end, Abraham won by unanimous decision that was not impacted by the point deductions, as Abraham won by more than 5 points on 2 of the judges' scorecards. It is very tough to watch a fighter take so many huge hits to his broken jaw, but he managed to take the pain and win. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has always suffered from injuries to his hands. He has only been knocked down once, but it wasn't because he got hit by a good punch. It's because he hurt his left hand. In his fight in 2001 versus Carlos Hernandez, in the 6th round, Mayweather threw a short left hand that hit Hernandez on top of the head.
Trying to stay chest to chest with Mayweather. Gets a chance to hit Floyd after the referee said stop.
Mayweather felt the pain immediately as he put his left arm down and bent over, unwittingly touching the canvas with his glove. This led to the referee counting this as a knockdown, since you cannot touch the canvas with your hands. During the rest of the fight, he threw punches with his left hand very sparingly, and even switched stances a couple of times so his right hand would be in front and he can use it to jab. He's been down only once in his impressive career, and it wasn't even legit. In the year 2000, Bernard Hopkins defeated Antoine Eccles for the 2nd time to retain his championship belt, but this fight was extremely dirty. Both fighters committed illegal hits with low blows, hits to the back of the head, and hits while the referee was breaking them up. The most incredible event occurred in the 6th round, when Eccles picked up Hopkins and body slammed him onto the canvas. Hopkins immediately started touching his right shoulder, and he said he heard something snap.
Another right hand counter by Hopkins off of a right hand by Eccles. And as Eccles pauses to try to talk to Tony Weeks, Hopkins hits him, and Eccles retaliates by body slamming Hopkins.
And Hopkins is acting as though he's really hurt his shoulder badly.
He continued fighting using his right hand sparingly for the rest of the fight, and said that he will not lose the belt by quitting, because champions don't quit. The referee had to stop the fight in the 10th round due to the beating that Hopkins was giving Eccles. The commentator said that Hopkins could have stopped the fight and caused Eccles to be disqualified, but he elected to keep fighting in order to teach Eccles a lesson. The British boxer Anthony Agogo confirmed that during his fight in 2015 against the Ukrainian Vasyl Lomachenko, he twice dislocated his right shoulder. This has never happened to me, but I have heard that it is extremely painful. Even after you place it back in its socket, it still hurts like hell. The first dislocation occurred during the 2nd round, and he wiggled it back into its socket, saying that he was still in serious pain. He then tried to use his right arm again in the 3rd round, but it got dislocated once again, so he decided to stop using it altogether. He was able to manage with one arm for the rest of the fight and pulled out the win via unanimous decision.
Und sicherlich auch das technisch. Hartschäden.
In 1982, Thomas Hearns and Wilfred Benitez fought for the Super Welterweight Championship that Benitez held at that time. Everybody expected this fight to be a fun fight, with Hearns trying to brawl and Benitez using his excellent boxing skills and counterpunching to try and win. But Hearns decided to teach the champion a boxing lesson this day and won by majority decision. Hearns was able to knock down Benitez in the 5th round, but sometime in the middle of the fight, he injured his right hand and he started using it sparingly during the rest of the fight.
Get inside, work Tommy's body, see how Tommy likes it there. And from the outside, Tommy's just too quick and too tall for Benitez. There's the right hand.
To reach the pinnacle and challenge the champion to a fight only to get injured has to be disappointing. But regardless, Hearns was able to get a clear victory over a great boxer. Oscar Valdez fought in March 2018 against Scott Quigg in a very exciting fight. The two boxers exchanged blows without holding back even a little. It was so brutal that in the 5th round, Valdez received a hit that broke his jaw. You could even see his mouth hanging a little. He was able to endure the 12 rounds in this fight, where he received a ton of blows to the face and jaw, but he never made it obvious that it hurt, although I imagine that the pain must have been unbearable. After this, you could see that Valdez spit blood every so often. Valdez did win the fight by unanimous decision, and after the fight he was taken to the hospital, where he had to get his mouth wired shut for 5 to 6 weeks. No one can say that this man is a coward. Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward probably had the most brutal trilogy in boxing history. Their fights were absolutely brutal, with both men swinging with all their might almost every single time, and showed no real defense at all. On their last fight, Gatti was getting the best of Ward, but in the 4th round, Gatti threw a right punch to the body of Ward that hit him in the pelvic bone. The punch was so strong that it lifted Ward off the ground. But this force caused Gatti to break his right hand, and you can see him immediately drop his arm. Gatti was boxing well in the first 4 rounds and was winning, but after this injury, the fight turned back into a brawl, with both men throwing power punches and exchanging them freely. Before this fight, Gatti has had the same hand repaired twice due to injuries. Just imagine throwing punches with your broken hand, knowing that it's going to hurt like crazy every time. That would faze almost anybody, but not the great Gatti. When the heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder fought against Chris Arreola back in 2016, he had 2 injuries that he had to fight through. He believes that either in the 3rd or 4th round, he hurt his right hand and then his right bicep. This most likely happened when Wilder was able to knock down Arreola in the 4th round with a flurry of punches.
I think he made the right decision, you know. Why fight somebody who's cheating, you know?
Look, Wilder says, I insist on this. Now he's
Yes, hard right hand.
Even with these injuries, he was able to get Arreola to quit in his corner before the 9th round even started. After the injuries, he mostly stopped throwing with his right hand, using only his jab and hooks to put a beating on Arreola. The difference in class was just too much, since he is able to beat a heavyweight title challenger with just one hand. This man's power is one of the scariest things in boxing right now.
If he wants to keep these 2 titles home tonight. Somebody behind him again, I think. The shoulder's gone. It's come out again. He can't fight.
The fight between Danny Williams and Mark Potter is in first place for very obvious reasons. Danny Williams dislocated his right shoulder, which is his dominant hand, early in the 6th round. He was not able to place his shoulder back in position, so he had to fight the rest of the fight with his right arm just hanging down by his side. He couldn't even raise it to defend himself. He could only use his left hand to throw and defend, so you think, okay, the fight is over then. His corner will stop it or Potter will knock him out. Well, Williams had other ideas since he knocked down Potter with an uppercut with 1 minute left in the 6th round. Then he finished him off before the round ended by putting a beating with just one arm until the referee had to stop the fight. Potter only had to defend against one arm and just could not do it. I think he got a little bit too cocky.
In the corner. Yeah, they're clapping him forward. Oh, he's got him! That's unbelievable from Williams! And Potter with one arm! He's hit Potter again! The referee only warm-up Potter! And Williams has him down again.
As we can see, being a boxer is already tough enough, knowing that you are going to get hit and might get humiliated in front of the entire world. But then you may also get injured and have to fight through it in order to win. You have to endure additional pain every time you punch or receive a punch. Damn it, man, I would not be able to handle that. Thanks for watching this video. See you next time.